As Archbishop Patrick Flores was delivered safely to Santa Rosa Hospital after his long hostage ordeal, he was surrounded by police and a robed priest.
The Archbishop is doing very well under the circumstances.
Father Jimmy Drennan had spent the entire day working side by side with the police SWAT team.
Just as I got there, police were arriving, and I really wanted to throw on a uniform and help them out in any way I could.
For 6 years, Jimmy Drennan had worn the uniform of a San Antonio police officer. But Jimmy heard a higher calling while patrolling the southeast side.
I wanted to do more preventive work, and I found that I was doing reactive work. A kid did something wrong, they called the police, I went over there to react to it.
He's very active with young people, and I think that says a lot for Jimmy. It's very time-consuming, certainly.
Officer Drennan started his own prevention programs, for which he was honored in 1990, setting up police explorers for East Side teens, and more.
I would gather a group of high school students from 5 different high schools on the East Side, and we would play midnight softball with the police officers from the East Side.
He made a difference in young people's lives and in his fellow officers. Jory Smittick was one of his partners.
Once we saw him doing it, I said, hey, we can't do that. It is good for police officers to do that.
I was going into the schools, working with area high schools, the principals. Who's having problems? Who can I help? And it's really paid off because many of the young people that I worked with in the high schools are now San Antonio police officers. One particularly working the exact same beat that I worked. Officer Mike Villanueva was one of the young people I worked with for many years. 4122.
Without Jimmy Drennan, Mike Villanueva says he and many of his friends could have ended up on the wrong side of the law.
When I was younger, I always looked up to him, and he kept me straight. He was like a big brother to me, and he was always there. Pretty much when I had a problem, I'd call him.
Officer Villanueva doesn't just share Jimmy Drennan's beat. He shares his practice of carrying a prayer card in his bulletproof vest.
This is the one that Jimmy actually carried, and you can see his name right there. And he gave that to me when I graduated from the academy.
And how often do you?
Oh, I wear this every day in my vest. I don't take it out. I would say he's made a big difference, and he still plays a part in a lot of the major decisions that I make. I would say he's been like a guardian angel to me.
To Mike Villanueva and many others. Deborah Naponilla, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.